Hello everyone, Slothman here, and this video is going to be on the third day of Quakecon. So this will just be everything I saw on the show floor, which would be competitions, games, all that kind of stuff. And then I think this is just going to be the end of my Quakecon coverage after this, because, about, I'd say 25% of that show was the stuff on the show floor, and I got a lot of cool stuff from it, so I feel like I should talk about it. And since there isn't quite enough to talk about here for like 10 minutes and stuff, I'm going to go and talk about other things. One of those being Rise of the Triad. Yes, I played it. I got a free copy of it because I beat the game developers at their own game, so they gave me a free key to the game. And I gotta say, it's really fun. As a fan of old school shooters, I love that game, but it is buggy as hell, and I hope they fix it because it's unplayable. It's horribly optimized, and really it just kind of shows a lot of inexperience from the developers, which I'm really not surprised by, but it's really a shame because they made a really good game. It's just that I can't play it because the frame rate drops below 30 pretty often, and that's unacceptable for me. It's got to be above 60, especially for an old school shooter where twitch skills matter a lot more than real tactical thinking does. Things that take time. You got to go and just move your mouse fast and shoot them in the head. All body parts do the same damage, but you get what I mean. But yeah, so the game is horribly optimized, it's buggy. I kept on running into a bug where as soon as I started the level, I would immediately die, and this is the very beginning of the level, and it would say, do you want to try again? So I'd be like, oh, okay, sure, and I'll restart the level, and then I'll die again. Load times are long. Sometimes when you respawn, your armor doesn't even count, so you go and you collect armor in the game like any old school shooter, but upon respawning after death, the armor no longer works, but the meter still says you have armor on there, but only your health goes down. And it's a buggy mess. It's amazing that any of this got through playtesting. It makes me wonder if they even playtested it. I mean, surely they did. I saw this game out on show floor just lots and lots of times, and really it's a shame. It's a shame because it's a good game, and even though it's janky, without any of the bugs or the performance issues, I would love it, and I would gladly do a video on it if only they had fixed those optimization issues. Now, I got it on GOG.com, and I honestly can't figure out how to update this game. I mean, I hear that some updates have come out for this that are pretty good, that help with these things, but I'm trying. It says, look, I've got this thing open up. It says game version, ROT, version 1.0.0, right? So I'm moving my mouse over the update button here. Nope, not doing anything. You can probably hear my mouse clicking. It's not doing it. That button isn't highlighting, or isn't highlighted or anything. All the other two are, play game and advanced options is, but update isn't. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, oh, and they also, when you move over the X and click, they took the sound from Diablo 2. Yeah, that's right. I recognize that. Whatever. It's a good sound. Anyway, so that's Rise of the Triad in a nutshell. I would love to talk more about this game. I would love to. But, I can't make it past the first chapter. Not because I'm not good enough, but because just the entire game is just a janky mess. And it's, I just want to play your game. I just want to play your game. Just make sure it works so I can play it. I love it. So, next up on the list is Wolfenstein: The New Order. Yeah, I went and I played the demo of it, and it was alright. I want to see more creative uses of the whole, shoot a custom hole into a wall gun. I didn't really see any creative use of that. But it was alright, I guess. I mean, I'm not really blown away by the game yet, so I'm gonna wait until reviews come out before I go and spend my money on that, because it's gonna be a $60 game. Kind of a lot of money. I'm gonna make sure that the game's at least good before I do it. So that's Wolfenstein: The New Order. I don't really have anything else to say on that game, and I already talked plenty about that in Day 2 of Quakecon. If you want more, you should go to that, because I feel like that video was on a bunch of really good games: The Elder Scrolls Online, Wolfenstein: The New Order, and one other one which is not coming to mind at the moment. It's probably really bad, and evil, and that's it. I got it. Be able to then. There we go. It only took me a century, but I got it. So, let's talk about the actual show. Let's talk about how they did their thing, how they ran Quakecon and all that. Short answer, I was waiting for the BYOC, so no, they didn't run it all that well at all. As a matter of fact, they ran it pretty horribly, I'd say. And the main reason was none of the volunteers seemed to know what was going on. There was this lady who told my friends and I that the wait would only be until around 6 in the morning. Well, needless to say, it went on about a day longer than that, and I would have expected that normally, but none of the volunteers seemed to know what was going on, and then they were letting people early, but they would only let the people who paid in early, and then they made everyone else wait until all those people got in, and then like it would be one paid person would be coming in every 2 or so minutes, and then because of that they weren't letting any of the people who had been waiting outside in line for days inside to the BYOC area to go and set up their computers and then go back and rest. Now, I don't get the logic in this. I went around and they had big things taped to the desks saying the names of the person who reserved the seat, and they have a whole system set up for, hey, did this person steal your seat? Well, come talk to us. So my question is, if you're guaranteed a seat like that, then why make everyone else who waited in line for days go and wait even longer just because not all the paid people have showed up yet? The paid people are guaranteed a seat no matter what. Just let the free people in, sit down, just keep a giant tab of the number of free seats you have available, count how many people you let in, and then seat them. Make sure no one goes above that, and you may need to go and like possibly pay some people for that. But I mean, I don't know. I think that would be worth it, maybe? I don't know. I don't know exactly how to run these things, but they need a new system because it was really frustrating, horribly frustrating actually, to go and sit there in line. All the volunteers, they're working for nothing, so I don't blame them at all, but a lot of them were really kind of slow. They had one guy scanning all the computers and stuff in when it was obvious that it was at least a two-man job, and it's just all this stuff compounded onto the fact that you couldn't sleep in the hallway at the Hilton Anatole. If you tried to sleep, they would wake you up. Well, here's the problem: you can't go and leave your spot in line. You can't just go and leave your computer stuff in there because they're not letting you in yet to see. So the fact that you can't sleep in line is horrible, because if you're going in there for free, then you have to get there a day in advance at the very least. I got there 2 days in advance. So just the fact that you can't sleep in line when that's pretty much one of the only ways to actually guarantee you'll get a spot in the BYOC for paying nothing is bonkers. It blows my mind. It must have been the Hilton Anatole wanted people to pay for rooms, and truly I get that. But even if I had paid for a room at the Hilton Anatole, I still wouldn't be able to go up to it because I needed to watch all my stuff, right? So the fact that I could not sleep in that line was horrible. No one could. Everyone was running off of coffee, 5-hour energy, and all that stuff. They also promised to give out 100 free mouses with the Quakecon logo on them to the first 100 people in line. Well, I was number 76 and I never got a free mouse. They threw out like 5 into the crowd. So way to go, guys. They just kind of brushed that one under the rug and didn't talk about it, so I don't know what was up with that. But needless to say, the entire thing was a giant disorganized mess, and I think they really need to go and get everything together for the next time, because this is ridiculous. This is actually the second year in a row it's kind of been a mess, and honestly I wasn't surprised this time, but still, it's ridiculous. And so I pointed out the 2 years in a row thing to say this isn't an isolated incident. This is how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. So needless to say, the whole Quakecon experience thing, waiting in line and all that, it's horrible, it's dreadful. I wouldn't bother wasting your time going to the BYOC if you don't get a reserved seat. The problem is the reserved seats usually sell out in about 7 hours now. So, I mean, yeah. But they're increasing the number of reserved seats every year, so I don't know, maybe one year they'll make them all reserved, and then you can just kind of pay and get in. And instead of selling out in 7 hours, they'll sell out in about a week. So everyone will get a chance to actually go ahead and do it. I don't know, but it needs to be better, because it was just a pain getting in. After that, walking around the show floor and stuff, it was pretty cool. There wasn't anything I was terribly interested in when it came to games and stuff, but the BYOC was a lot of fun, admittedly. I went and got the new Humble Bundle while I was there, and I was playing that. I got Rage and played that, which I didn't like Rage all that much, but that's another video. Yeah, I played a lot of stuff. I played a bit of Dota 2 and realized I suck horribly at it, and so yeah, that's essentially Quakecon in a nutshell. That's all the things I did there. Bam, there you go. I also met some indie developers too, actually, so I might be able to cover their game on this show. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Would it not? It would. It would be nice. You want to see it. But anyways, we'll see how that actually works out. Anyways, it's time to end this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. And the next video I'm doing is going to be a real video. I'm thinking it'll be on the ways you can do a class-based multiplayer shooter right, and I'm going to feature the games Team Fortress 2 and Battlefield 3 in them. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'll be working hard on it because I've really been looking forward to making my own content again and not just covering an event, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Friends through